Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and in this video I want to check out the top 10 games that are coming to Steam in the month of October. Now, as is the case always with Steam, sometimes games get announced and they come shortly thereafter, but as of the recording on September the 20th, these games are scheduled for a release in October. Again, some of them might get delayed, new games might get announced, things are constantly in flux, but without further ado, let's get right into it, and let's start things off with Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which will be coming October 26th. Now, this is coming from Eidos Montreal, and some people are getting confused thinking that this is a multiplayer game. No, this is a single-player title. Yes, it has that idea of you have a group of heroes to play as, but the fact is, it is going to be a game that is a solo title. It notes, fire up a wild ride across the cosmos with a fresh take on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. In this action-adventure game, you are Star-Lord leading the unpredictable Guardians from one explosion of chaos to the next. You got this, probably. This is a game that I know that some people are a little bit skeptical on based on the fact that Avengers didn't turn out great, but Eidos Montreal's general track record is pretty good. I mean, the work they've done on the Tomb Raider games has been pretty good. And they did have a hand in doing Marvel's Avengers, but that game was more so done by Crystal Dynamics, so bear that in mind, and hopefully this one does turn out to be pretty good, because Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, as an IP, has a lot of potential in the video game realm as well. Next up, we have Disciples Liberation. This is a game that's probably going to be right up the alley to a lot of PC gamers. Disciples Liberation is a mature dark fantasy strategy RPG with turn-based combat. Liberate the land of Navandiar and uncover the endless stories hidden with this richly detailed world where every decision has a consequence and every wrong move could be deadly. Expect this game to have an absurd amount of content. They're touting 80+ hour single-player campaign experience, a sprawling dark fantasy epic over 3 acts with more than 270 quests and 5 unique endings to unlock, and obviously with different endings, that means that this will be a choice-driven experience. Let your decisions guide your fate and directly influence what sort of leader you become is what is noted, and of course there will be a PvP component as well, so the longevity is going to be enhanced that way. The game will be released October 21st, and there is a pre-order discount. You can buy the game right now for $36. Next up, we have Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles. Now, this is not listed on Steam as of the recording of this video, but it is coming October the 15th, and it should be on Steam by then. This is coming from CyberConnect 2, and is, of course, based on the popular anime. Now, I am not a big fan of the anime itself. I watched a couple of episodes, and yes, the animation is absolutely staggering. It's one of the best looking anime that I've ever seen in my life. Never got around to finishing it, so I know it's very popular, and a lot of people are super into it. I know it has a great opening, I can tell you that much, but the game itself looks pretty good. I mean, CyberConnect 2 is generally pretty good with their offerings on anime-based titles. I mean, outside of Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, they also did a great job with the dot hack titles, DBZ Kakarot, so hopefully Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba is going to be right up their alley in terms of offering quality anime-based titles. Again, this one is dropping October the 15th. Next up, we have Exophobia. This is a very throwback of an FPS that I think a lot of people are going to be all over. It notes, explore and fight your way through a crashed human spaceship infested with unforgiving hordes of aliens in this retro-inspired first-person shooter featuring crisp, colorful pixel art and electronic music. Uncover new areas and become more powerful in combat with exciting weapon upgrades and power-ups. So this is something that's going to be akin to some of the classic FPSs, whether you play the old Doom games, Wolfenstein games, you name it. FPS action where fast reflexes and clever positioning are vital. Learn enemy behavior and use all your movement options and your surroundings to eliminate diverse groups of alien armies as fast as possible or before they kill you. Explore, discover a labyrinth, a spaceship with multiple floors, and uncover the past events that led to this high-stakes moment. Get lost in the hostile environments and traps while doing your best to survive. Be curious, and you might find some secrets that will make you stronger. The game also has a free demo available right now, so you can check that out. The game itself, we know it's coming in October. It doesn't have an official date yet, but I'll keep you guys posted on that. Should be out sometime next month. Next up, we have Critadel. Critadel is a futuristic platform shooter roguelike with 3 playable characters, hundreds of branching paths, and over 100,000 unique weapons. This is another game that is a bit of a throwback, maybe like an old school Mega Man game is what this is reminiscent of. It notes, run, jump, and blast through the convoluted pathways and secret chambers of the giant mechanical tower known as Babel. Along the way, you'll face legions of futuristic enemies, minions of the Order of Noah, an evil faction that has seized control of the tower. At the top, ancient knowledge that can grant eternal life. Who will get there first? A hardcore action game with GBA-inspired graphics and a pulse-pounding techno soundtrack, Critadel offers a virtually limitless variety of weapon and item configuration options with upgradable playable characters and continuously reconfigured branching paths. It's a game that's different every time you play. You've got 3 different playable characters, 360-degree aiming cursor, dodge, roll, maneuver, powerful weapons, collectible artifacts, 2 types of in-game currency, and 2 difficulty modes as well. And on top of that, you've got a boss rush mode for replaying boss battles. All of that and more will be available on October the 13th. Next up, we have Back 4 Blood. This is coming from Turtle Rock Studios and published by Warner Brother Games. It should be noted that while this game will be available on Steam come October the 12th for $60, it will also be available on Xbox Game Pass. I foresee a lot of people are going to go the Xbox Game Pass route to play the game, but some of you guys might want to pick it up on Steam. Now, when you look at Back 4 Blood, you immediately can tell where this game is coming from. It is very much akin to Left 4 Dead, and they've got creators of the original Left 4 Dead and developers of the original game working on Back 4 Blood. And the game is shaping up to be a very, very enjoyable co-op title where you're going to be killing a lot of zombies and having a good time. This is obviously a game you're going to want to play with a group of friends, so that makes sense on why they put it on Xbox Game Pass. It's going to make it very accessible to a large number of people, and hopefully that'll keep the player base invested into the experience and keep the player base filled with, you guessed it, players. Back 4 Blood is a game that's going to thrive based on its longevity and how long it can sustain that player base and keep them interested. We'll see how Turtle Rock Studios does when the game drops on October the 12th. Alright, next up we have War Mongrels. War Mongrels is an isometric real-time tactics game that takes place on the Eastern Front of World War II. Its story-driven campaign takes inspiration in the grim events that actually took place in the real stories that arose from them. Dive into the dark side of war on your own or in cooperative play. Obviously, it's a real-time tactics-based strategy game. Visuals look pretty solid in this game, and do expect something that's a bit darker. Historical lesson, events, dates, locations, weapons, uniforms, in-game historical articles, and much more. Online cooperative play for 2 players. Unique team-based gameplay, take or break, replay value in it as well. Try different tactics in each mission. Infernal storyline as grim as the bloody trenches where dead soldiers remain after battle is what it notes. October 19th is when you can get your hands on War Mongrels, a brand new real-time tactics action title. Next up, we have Super Robot Wars 30. This is one that's surely to have a lot of people excited. 30 years on in the battle for our world's future continues. Super Robot Wars 30 is a tactical RPG that brings characters and robots from a variety of mecha anime together to battle their mutual foes. Obviously, this is a franchise that people wanted to see more of in the States, and here we have it, Super Robot Wars 30. Now, it is going to be $60, so that's going to be a little bit hard of a price to pay for a lot of people. There's a digital deluxe edition as well, and then there's the Ultimate Edition that goes up to $105. You've got a lot of featured mechs. You've got mechs from, obviously, Mobile Suit Gundam. Code Geass is in there. A lot of notable mechs in there, so yeah, this is definitely going to be something for people to check out, and definitely a lot of fan service if you are into, Gundam, Code Geass, or any of the other featured licenses. This one is dropping October the 27th. Next up, we have Ikai, which is a brand new psychological horror game. Obviously, in the month of October, that makes a lot of sense. It notes, fear and anxiety prevail after the darkest tales from Japanese folklore come to life in a first-person psychological horror game. Set in a feudal era, Ikai revolves around the priestess of a shrine struggling to defeat the spirits of her past and her present. Again, this is very much more of a left the player not that powerful of a horror game, and those are the kind of horror games that resonate with me at times. I harken back to a game like Soma that is super psychological in nature. I think Ikai is going to be very similar in that regard. We'll find out as the game is coming October of this year. We don't have a date for it, but should be next month. And lastly, we have Gearshifters, an arcade action shoot-'em-up roguelite, steer, drift, spin, smash, and gun through waves of enemy vehicles. Go to war against extreme machine bosses, build up and tune your tactical loadout of car mods, defenses, and weaponry for each treacherous transport mission. Drive, destroy, get paid, and upgrade. A high-octane action vehicular combat title. It is due out sometime in October. And that is going to wrap up this video. Again, a lot of games coming to Steam every month, but these are the 10 that I wanted to highlight. There are more games coming to PC that I will note in a future video, but we also have to look at the Epic Game Store for that. You've got Jet the Far Shore. You've got Far Cry 6 coming out next month. There's a lot of other games that'll be available on EGS, Uplay. Alan Wake Remastered, another game, and that's just off the top of my head. But that's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you guys have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments as well. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.